Hello Internet and welcome to another episode of Automotive Carnage. In today's episode we do our first big cosmetic change to the EB Falcon and mask it and get it ready for painting. Okay, so for those of you who don't quite remember, this is our 1992 EB Falcon that my father and I have entered into the Variety Bash. It is a cross-country rally that is organised by the Variety Charity for Kids, and they do amazing work and bring awareness to disadvantaged children and sick children around our country. So today all we're going to do is get it masked and get it ready for some painting so that we can get our theme going, which is live fresh in the outback. So let's get into the hype laps and get this started. Alright, so we got a bit ahead of ourselves there and just started painting it instead of just masking it. So we're going for the Balboni stripe that came out on the Valentino Balboni Special Edition Lamborghini because what's close to a Lamborghini? Ford Falcon, of course. Goes just as fast, I reckon. So we've painted our white stripe that's going to go right over the centre and down to the back. Tomorrow we're going to lay the green paint on and that way it's kind of fresh in the outback is what we're going for. So we're going green because green is flush and lush and all that. That's all we've done, isn't it? Yeah. That's it. So I think we'll call it quits there tonight. I think so. And then we'll come back tomorrow and start putting more paint on. Alright, so it's the next day. Dad's just finished masking it up completely. So now it's time to run our stripe, where we're going to mark that out. And then we can go on to green paint. So for all those watching at home, this is probably a lesson in how not to paint a car. As I previously said, we don't have much time, so we're just spraying it on there. We're trying to get an even coat, and if there's runs, well, there's runs. But hey, we're only going to use this car once, and she's going to be dirty by the end of the trip. But isn't that just a brilliant green? Oh, this looks fantastic. I'm not sure if you can see it on the camera, but it's got a bit of a metallic hammer tone finish to it, so it gives it a lot of depth, which is awesome. So, but well, once we get this white stripe lifted off and a gold stripe going down the side here, that's going to look really good. Anyway, we're almost done. Just got this front bit here. Alright everyone, I hope you're ready for this. So what you're currently looking at is the Inspiration Lamborghini Gallardo Balboni Edition. And this is our final product! Nailed it! Look at this, absolutely stunning, brilliant green, beautiful white stripe, a little bit of gold to accent it. It's come out wonderful. It does have that saying though, you know, it's good from afar, but far from good. Yeah, it's a bit like that. But it's come out absolutely wonderful. We've done a stellar job on it in the time that we had. And I can't think of a better colour really. I mean, this is just great. I mean, who doesn't like a good green car? Definitely going to see this one coming. Absolutely wonderful. Alright, so we've also done a little bit of work underneath. We've changed the spark plug leads, they're all brand new now. That's a bugger of a job to do. The tie rod ends have been replaced, but we still need to fill them up with grease, so we can't forget that. We do have ball joints upper and lower, but we need to get a press to be able to push them in, and also we're going to wait for the suspension to arrive, because then we can just disassemble the whole front end and do it all in one go. So I think to finish this off for the weekend before we go back to work, we might look at doing the Minispool in the diff. Now that's arrived, and all we need to do is jack it up, take out the axles, take out the spider gears, and fingers crossed, that's all we need to do. So that will be our final job, so let's get into that right now. Just want to give you guys a bit of an update. I've just got the brake assembly off and I'm not happy with this diff. You may not be able to hear it on the camera, but when I turn that ever so slowly like that, yeah, that there is the play that's in the axle shaft. That is a lot. And you may not, as I say, you may not be able to hear it, but I can feel it grating between the teeth. And I'm wondering how loose that actually is. It's pretty bad. I don't know if our Minispool is going to fix that or not, so we'll keep pulling it apart. I do know where there's a spare one of these axles that happens to be an LSD out of a 5-litre V8 model, so I don't know, we may even pull that apart and chuck that in here, but that's worst case scenario. I mean, ideally I want to keep this in, so let's pull the other side off and see if that feels any better or any worse. And then we'll go about pulling the rear cover off and actually having a look inside. Alright, we have success. The diff center is out of the car. Now, that took a bit longer than expected, unfortunately, but that's the nature of these things. This diff has probably never come out. The bearings are very well worn, but for our application, we're not going to worry about changing them. We're just going to run a thicker oil and hope for the best. That grating sound that I was talking about turned out to be nothing more than a little bit of wear and tear. We don't have to worry too much about it again for this application. Anyway, this is our diff center. Now I'm all scrubbed up, ready to go for a dinner, so I'm not going to touch it too much. But anyway, we undo our bolts here, takes the ring gear off, and then it splits the casing in the middle. Once we pull this apart, we can then insert our Minispool on the inside of that. Or at least that's the theory, and I think that's how it works. If not, well, back to the drawing board and actually have to watch how to do this. I've never done this before, so this is all good practice. In the meantime, the old man has pulled the exhaust out from underneath. That is rusty as anything. Now where's he left that? I don't know, it must be on his ute. So I can't show you that one, sorry. So with that, we're going to call it a night, and we'll have to put this Minispool in during the week sometime. So I hope I can get it on camera for you, but we do need to get this car out on the road. What's the next episode? Well, hopefully our suspension will arrive and some of our wheel bearings, so we should be able to rebuild that whole front end. With the board joints I was talking about, as I said, we've got to find a way of pressing those in. We don't have a big commercial press, hydraulic press, which would be lovely, but that's just not available. So we'll leave it there, and please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. It really helps out the channel, and please click on the donation link down below to our fundraising page. Or as I said, all the proceeds go to the Variety Kids charity, and they do some really cool work. Jump on their website, which I'll link in there as well, for the work that they do. Anyway, we'll catch you next time. Cheers.